No estaba contando con que venía, la verdad.
Pero si va a venir.
¿A ti te he dicho algo?
This is the 19th episode of walking and filming several lists in Valencia, so that means there's just only one episode left till the big 20th. Woohoo! It's random lift swords on. This time I'm out of Penny Ferry. To get into those lists I could not get the last few times I've went. But first, coming out of the underground station and along to platform 1 lift. And now to a gym next to this station. The lift is a Cone Sigma monospace, but the indicator in this lift wasn't working. And when I've reached basement on this lift, I quite got confused which door this lift opened at in basement. It actually opened on the front door, and I thought for a second that this lift opened on the rear door when it was in basement. And onto these hotel towers nearby. There's 3 hotels, each next to another. There's 3 hotels, and these hotels are the Elite Valencia 4 Hotel, the Valencia 3 Hotel, and the Eurostars Hotel. Sadly, I could not film the Eurostars Grand Valencia Hotel because to get into this one, you need an RFID card whatsoever, either when it's open or whatever. The receptionist was standing out there, so I didn't bother. And now to the Union Valencia 4 Hotel and to the first into the main lifts, which are called Delta Monospace. Now to the lift to the car park. And now, let's go into the Union Valencia 3 Hotel. I skipped the car park clip because I'm honestly thinking it was the same, but who gives a crap? Who gives a shit? Most likely. So we'll go into the main list instead. And if you compare the calorie signs of these main lists to the ones in the Union 4 Hotel, so if you compare that, they're far posher than that. But oh well, at least they're the same. But we can still appreciate the original monospace clunks. And I'm referring to the EcoDisc motor. Let's ride them! And now to Consum. Valencia concept more space, but since these are supermarket size, we can consider them as mono goods, but I'm really not sure if they can be consumer more goods or something. So for now, I'm just going to consider them consumer more space. That's simple as how it is. And also, it's quite rare for a Consum to have code leaves, as usually Consums have bonus. are now to the Marriott Hotel, or formerly known as the Hilton. I managed to film videos in this hotel this time, but there was a trick to go into release in this hotel without having to pass through reception. So it's simple as that. A new cocktail bar opened below the hotel, so it's really simple. It's just to walk downstairs to the cocktail bar. It's just turning left in the main Benny Ferry Avenue. It's just turning right. Just simply get out, and then once you enter, turn right. There's some stairs to take you up to the hotel, and the lift is there. Anyways, let's go into these. These are really nice fishing clubs, which go some nice fast 3 meters a second. And also, despite these were being built in 2005, this hotel was close to opening in 2006. But I've just read a Wikipedia article saying all of that, and finally this hotel ended up opening in 2007 instead. So, oh well, who gives a crap? I imagine this hotel opened in 2006, but nope, it ended up opening in 2007. So well. Oh well, the other floors. Ground floor's the reception E, which is mezzanine, and then floors 1 to 29 are the hotel rooms, and floor 30 is the spa. So, anyways, let's ride these epic lifts. Here we go. And now to the Sevilla Hotel. Before we go into that small shopping centre next to this hotel, let's first go into the main hotel. I managed to get onto the main hotel this time, and there's loads of varieties of Schindler lists in this hotel. First of all, let's go into the big main list, which are Schindler Iconics with D-line fixtures. And now to a list of the saloons. These are Schindler 5300 MRLs. I have never expected a 5300 MRL in Valencia to have the iconic 5300 charm. The saloon, these go from the ground floor, which is the lobby, mezzanine, which is the level minus, and which is meant to be labeled a seat bar. 5300s are a bit like smart MRLs. They don't use letters. It's just numeric labeling. And then floors 1 to 2, which are also saloons. And onto the small mailers, which are in a set of 2. These are also Schindler Iconics with D-line fixtures, but these go down to a secret basement, but it's locked off. And now to the lift to the car park. This is a really nice Schindler Eurolift, but sadly this has the typical Eurolift cab instead of that Canary Wharf style cab like most of the lifts inside the hotel. And on to the small shopping centre in this area hotel. I filmed this the 2 times I've went to Benny Ferry the 2 previous times. I'm going to show the levels of this small shopping centre. B, or the ground floor, is the upper shopping level. 0 is street level. S0, or lower ground floor, or SS in Spain, is the lowest shopping level. And then floors -1, -2, and -3 are the car park. Anyways, first to the lift to all floors. This is another Schindler lift. And on to the Schindler's Martin Morel. When I went on this lift, the lift had no lighting and it even forced me to activate my phone's flashlight to film this lift. Now in my 2025 revisit, now this lift has cold lighting. And now, I'm going to tell the floors this lift goes to. This lift goes between car park levels, -3, -2, -1. It goes to the lower ground floor and it goes up to street level. Just up to street level. It doesn't go to the upper shopping level. Anyways, let's ride it. Now to the set of 2 Schindler Eurolifts. I like the last one in the entrance. These have lanterns with speakers, so it's obvious that these have chimes. Anyways, these lifts go between upper shopping, lower shopping, and car parks 1, 2, and 3. And onto the small Schindler hydraulic lift. This lift only goes between low shopping, street level and upper shopping. It doesn't go down to the car parks. At the back of the hotel, there's another Schindler EWA lift, but since this takes you up to the office building, this lift is locked off and you need an RFID card to call this lift and then you can ride it. And now, I've walked close to a pumping station and there's an underground car park nearby. The car park only has just one floor, so I'm not going to consider it a multi-story car park. Anyways, this car park has a lift, and it is in Arona or 96. But unfortunately, since it's a hydraulic, there's no warm drive motor. I went back on the same side road up to the beginning of the Motor Betty Ferry. So I could try going into the 90 Simem list in the first class. I tried first the 90 Simems, but no such luck. So I walked along and continued on. I tried the fish and clubs and no luck as well. Anyways, moving on. Now to Jenkins. The lift is a generic hydraulic, but to ride this, you must be a customer of a restaurant. I think as on the entrance of the restaurant, there's a stand saying that you have to wait to be attended. So there was one thing I tried. I walked down to the public car park since there was stairs near Jenkins, and there was a way to the lift. But in that same basement, it was locked off. Damn it! So I've walked upstairs again to street level and have decided not to film that lift. I don't think it's really interesting in my opinion, so I've moved on. And now to Media Markt, and first to the car park lifts. These are Schindler's Smart MRLs and are the very first Schindler's Smart MRLs I've ever been in to have pressable buttons instead of touch sensitive buttons, I think. Now to the main lifts. These are Schindler Iconic hydraulics, and unlike the last few ones I've filmed, instead of having the dot matrix display inside, they have the monochrome one.
Yo me inventaría y volverme un Redminote.
A mí me da igual, Cari.
Mientras no sea iPhone.
Sí, ya lo sé que no. Quiero comprar un iPhone y que estuviera loca. Vamos. No me gasto ese dinero.
Now, I tried going into the Eurostars Hotel again, but no such luck. Like I've said before, it required an RFID card to get in when it's night, and the receptionist was still standing there, so hey, I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna bother passing the receptionist. I mean, bugger. Anyways, back to the underground station and along to the street lift 2. enter a lift that goes down to platform 2.
Cerrando puertas. Bajando. Desde